Hello and welcome to another video. Today I made a family tree for Eleanor Roosevelt. As you can see, it's huge. So let's start. Not make the video um, too long. Also, I'm sorry that I posted this video a little after the time because I usually upload the videos at exactly 11 a.m. But it's after 11, as you can see. So. On my other channel, on my main channel, I'm making family trees for all U.S. presidents. When I made a family tree for Franklin D. Roosevelt, I mentioned that Eleanor Roosevelt's family tree that I made right on this channel will be a lot bigger because she lived a little longer and she lived to see their great grandchildren, which FDR did not. So, without further ado, let's start. This is Eleanor Roosevelt over here, Anna Eleanor Roosevelt. Anna was her first name, but she never used it. Um, so, her parents were Elliot Bullock Roosevelt and Anna Rebecca Hall. Her paternal grandparents were Theodore Roosevelt Sr. and Martha Stewart Roosevelt, and her maternal grandparents were Valentine Jill Hall and Mary Livingston Ludlow. Her mother died when she was like 9 or even younger, maybe, and her father was an alcoholic. He was the younger brother of President Theodore Roosevelt. He died before Theodore Roosevelt was president, actually. And as you can see Theodore Roosevelt Sr. and his son was Theodore Roosevelt Jr., President of the United States, but a little later. Um, her father was an alcoholic, and he jumped out of the window. He was so drunk he jumped out of the window. I don't remember what story exactly, but the jump killed him. And so her all of her both of her paternal grandparents and maternal grandfather died before she was born, and her maternal grandmother was still alive when she was born. She lived to see some of Eleanor's children, and she was only 40 years old when Eleanor was born. At that age, you could have a last child, um, and so she was pretty damn young when she was born. And I think her mother, Anna, was like 19 or maybe 20 or 21 or 22, maybe. I think she was 21. Eleanor had two younger brothers, Elliot Hall Roosevelt and Gracie Hall Roosevelt. Gracie is a very funny name for a boy, but that it was a boy, it was a brother. She did not have sisters, she was the oldest sibling. Uh, so, she married her fifth cousin once removed, so her father's fifth cousin, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and they had 6 children together, 5 of whom would survive adulthood. But they were married in 1905 when her uncle Theodore Roosevelt was in his second term as President of the United States. So, about their children, let's start with the oldest, which is Anna Eleanor Roosevelt. She didn't use her middle name, she used her first name, Anna. She was married. Uh, I'm only gonna show everybody that was born when Eleanor Roosevelt was still alive. So not everybody you see here. I mean, what I mean is that Anna was married 3 times during Eleanor Roosevelt's lifetime, but she could have been married more times after she died. So so I don't necessarily mean she was married. She was married in her lifetime 3 times. She could have been married more times. I'm only gonna say she was married 3 times, and that means that during her mother's lifetime. So she was married 3 times. First, she married Curtis Bean Dahl when she was 19. No, she was 20 years old. At the time, he became an adult at 21. But okay. And they had 2 children together, Anna Eleanor Dahl and Curtis Roosevelt Dahl. Anna married during Eleanor Roosevelt's lifetime, like I said. She married Van H. C. Graves, and they had three kids: Nicholas, David, and Anna. Curtis was married three times. First, he married Robin H. Edwards. Robin is also a girl's name. There's also there's a famous actress Robin Wright, and she was Sean Penn's wife, I think. And so they only had a daughter named Juliana. Later, they divorced, and Curtis married Ruth W. Sublette, and then later they divorced. They did not have children together. And then Curtis married Jeanette Schlotman, and they did not have children together during Eleanor Roosevelt's lifetime, like I said. So now so when I say they did not have children together, doesn't necessarily mean have they did not ever have children together. That's what I mean, if you know what I mean. Later, Anna and Curtis divorced, and Anna married Clarence John Boettiger, or however you pronounce that. I'm just gonna say Boettiger. Never mind. They only had a son named John Roosevelt Boettiger, and he married Deborah or Deborah. I say Deborah and Bentley, and they could have children together, but not during Eleanor Roosevelt's lifetime. So they could have had children, but they did not during Eleanor Roosevelt's lifetime. Later, Anna and Clarence divorced, and she married James Addison Halstead, or Halstead, or I say Halstead. They did not have children together because Anna was too old to give birth. She was like in her 50s. And so the second child of Eleanor and Franklin Roosevelt was James Roosevelt, actually known as Jimmy Roosevelt. He was married three times. Uh, Maybe he was married more times, but during his mother's lifetime, he was married three times. And also never mind. So first he married Betsy Cushing, and they had two daughters, Sarah Eleanor Roosevelt and Kate Roosevelt. Sarah married Anthony Bonaventure, and they had four children together: Anthony, Andrea, Peter, and Serena. She was actually married more times, but that was her only husband during her grandmother's lifetime. Kate married William Haddad, and they had a son. They had a daughter named Laura. Later, James and Betsy divorced, and James married Rommel Teresa Schneider. They had three kids: James Roosevelt Jr., Michael Roosevelt, and Anna Eleanor Roosevelt. All the time, Anna Eleanor Roosevelt. Every generation. That's gonna be annoying soon. So later, James and Rommel divorced, and James married Gladys Irene Kitchener Owens, and they had a son named Hall Delano Roosevelt. Next child is Franklin Delano Roosevelt Jr., but he died a few months after being born, so he died as a baby. Next is Elliot Roosevelt, and he was married five times and divorced four times. First, he married Elizabeth Browning Donner, and they had a son named William Donner Roosevelt. He married Carol Kyle. That's a weird way to spell Carol. And they had three kids: Dana, Christopher, and Nicholas. Later, Elliot and Elizabeth divorced, and he married Ruth Josephine Guggens, and they had three children. Ruth Chandler Roosevelt. She uses her middle name Chandler, and Chandler is a boy's name. Like in the there's a Chandler in that TV show Friends. There, and also Mr. Beast has a brother. I mean, friends like brothers, friends named Chandler. Then there was also Elliot Roosevelt Jr. and David Boynton Roosevelt. Ruth, they she was her middle name Chandler. So, but I'm not gonna call her Chandler. I'm calling her Ruth. Ruth married Henry Lindley III, and they had two children, Ruth and Henry. Elliot Jr. married Joe McFadden. I say McFadden. They had a daughter named Laura. David married Carol Smith, but they did not have children until Eleanor Roosevelt was dead. Unless they maybe couldn't, they didn't necessarily have children. Um, So later, Elliot and Ruth divorced, and Elliot married Faye Margaret Emerson. They did not have children together. They divorced. He married Minerva Burnside Ross. They divorced. They did not have children together. And finally, Elliot married Patricia Peabody Whitehead. Peabody. But there is that movie Peabody and Sherman. I mean, Mr. Peabody and Sherman. It was okay. And they did not have children together. So Elliot was divorced 3 times. Actually, he was divorced 4 times, but 3 times without any children. So, next child is Franklin Delano Roosevelt Jr. the second, because there are two Franklin Delano Roosevelt Juniors, but one of them survived. The first one died, and the other one, he actually died on his 77th birthday, or 78th. Don't remember which exactly, but he died on his birthday. He was married twice. First, he married Ethel DuPont, and he had two children together: Franklin Delano Roosevelt III and Christopher DuPont Roosevelt. FDR III married Grace Goodyear, but they did not have children together. Um, Later, FDR II divorced with Ethel DuPont and married Suzanne Perrin, and had two daughters, Nancy Suzanne Roosevelt and Laura Delano Roosevelt. And the youngest son and child of Eleanor and Franklin Roosevelt was John Aspinwall Roosevelt. He was married once during Eleanor Roosevelt's lifetime. First, he married Anne Lindsay Clark. Did I say first? I mean, he married Anne Lindsay Clark and had 4 children together. Haven Clark, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Haven or Haven? Haven Clark Roosevelt, Anne Sturgis Roosevelt, Sarah Delano Roosevelt, and Joanne Lindsay Clark. What? Um, wait. Roosevelt. Sorry about that. Made a mistake. Joanne Lindsay Roosevelt. As you can see, 3 of the children have glowing names. The other one has like gray letters. That means that Sarah died before Eleanor Roosevelt, before her grandmother. She died when she was 13. She was only 13. She died in 1961 or 1960 or maybe 1962. But she was my age when she died. Um, does that mean anything bad to me? I'm not sure. Tell me in the comments, maybe. So yeah, that's the whole family tree. That's the whole family tree of Eleanor Roosevelt, and that was a lot. That was 78 people. But actually, I made Queen Victoria's family tree, and it was over 80 people on it, so it was a lot more. But still, this is a lot. FDR's Franklin D. Roosevelt's family tree was a little smaller, but it was still pretty big. So thank you for watching. Please, if you enjoyed the video, please please leave a like and subscribe, because most of you watching my videos don't subscribe. So please do. And also, if you enjoyed this video and you think it's interesting, please share this video with your friends and family. It will help me a lot, and it will make me happy, and it will be another reason why I don't quit YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. And also, before I go, please go to my channel, go to posts, and you can vote whoever whose ever family tree you'd like to see next. Bye bye.